So here on the new MCC, something it's in development, so you guys probably won't be able to access it right away. But the here you have on my own land. This is one of the lands that I own. Like here, my 5 lands. You click on a land. Here you'll be able to see the land's 6 most prevalent resources, or 6 most easily extractable resources, depending on how you look at it. And what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to set see here, an exploration vehicle to discover what are those 6 resources on each of your lands. And then once it's discovered, then you'll be able to set a vehicle to do mining on the land. And the idea here is that it's not only something you'll be able to do on your own land, but you'll be able to offer jobs to other people. So when we talk about exploration time, we're talking about how long, if you put a vehicle here, how long it will take until it finishes its exploration mission on that section of land. And the reason why we're focusing so much on also be able to work on other people's lands, because that will then allow people to cover each other's weaknesses. So let's say, for example, you want to get into exploration, you buy an epic exploration vehicle or an epic terrapin, then you'll be able to explore all your own lands fairly quickly, and then you can start selling those services to explore other people's lands, while those people invest in mining vehicles to be able to mine their lands better. Now, you can still set a terrapin to do mining, it's just far less effective. In the same way, setting a Carcanda to do exploration will be really slow, like definitely not worth it. But if you want, or if you want to just kind of stick with purchasing a single common vehicle, for example, you can do everything with that. So going back to the first question, not the first question, going back to that question of, is just one vehicle enough? It's a question of how much time are you willing to put into it? Because technically, yes, like even one classic vehicle could discover all the 6 most common resources available on every single land across Mars, but it'll take like 600 years to do it. So that's where the trade-off comes in on how quickly you want to start getting the resources discovered on your lands, which will be affecting the land's productivity and also allow you to start extracting those resources in the MCC very soon. You see like resource library and stuff like that.
Nick, we have different success rates per vehicles.
Yes.
So can you explain this and how this will impact the exploration mission on the Mars Control Center in here? So is this
so yeah, the way this will work is each we call them jobs. So each an exploration job or a mining job. The time it takes is stated in the vehicle statistics. So the terrapin, we have exploration. Let me go here just to store, just so we can look at like here's legendary terrapin and just use that as a reference. So here we have where
success.
The success rate. Oh, there was another page that had like a tab here below them. Oh, I think that's on the other store page. Okay. So if we go back to store legendary, so you have runtime, and this is being updated to exploration time, and then success chance. So the idea here is a legendary terrapin will take 24 hours to explore one of these plots, and it will have 100% success rate, which means every 24 hours you'll explore a plot successfully. Whereas a classic will take longer to explore the plots, and it will have a worse success rate, meaning that it's possible that you don't find anything. Same will go for mining. Mining vehicles will also have success rates, and you could do a mining job, and it's possible that that mining job will fail, in which case you don't get any resources from it. We understand that this is like a overly simplified version of these mechanics, but versus how they'll be in game. Like in game, when you're driving around and stuff, it's not that you'll spend 24 hours and you won't find a single resource. You'll find stuff. You just maybe won't find stuff of that high value. You won't find what you're originally looking for, etc. And that will be far more common, that like you won't be 100% successful. So what we've simplified that and kind of streamlined that into this system, into the simple runtime and success rate, so that investors and just all players can manage these earning elements easily from their phone, from wherever, at any point in time.
So
and then, go ahead.
yeah. So to sum up, basically, exploration cost per full land parcel is a combination of success rate, is a combination of exploration, in a way, time, how frequently you have to come back and recharge.
Yep.
And basically overall how long and how many operations you will need to do in order to reveal the land plot.
And that's where and then the mining jobs work in the same way, except for whereas an exploration job you only need to do once, assuming you succeed. If you fail, you need to do it again, but you only need to do it once per hexadrant, or like a quadrant, but there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
Quadrant's 4, like hexadrant. Of your lands. Once it's successful, then you know what resource is there. You know the quantity of that resource, or the concentration of that resource, and you can then do mining jobs where it's same system. You add a vehicle that you wish to mine the area, and then it will have a mining time, and it will have a mining cost and success rate. And the cost, which is kind of like a fuel cost, it's the tax to be bringing Mars $4 back, to be burning them and also recirculating them to the community and for paying for development and stuff like that. When you go to do a exploration or mining job on someone else's land, there's an option of who pays what. So, for example, with an exploration job, it's fairly simple. The owner of the vehicle will put a tender up will send a tender to another user saying, I'll explore this piece of land and you will pay me 1,000 Mars $4. And in your offer, you include, like you assume in whatever number you pick to offer, that you will also have to pay for fuel. So if fuel is 500 Mars $4 for that exploration mission, then like include that. Like obviously don't charge them less than $500, otherwise you're making a loss. And with mining, it works the same, but there's an additional element. In addition to your tender including a Mars $4 price, which could go for paying for fuel, there's also the resource split. So you could, for example, offer mining on another person's land, charge them nothing, but ask for 90% of the resources that are mined. So in that case, you're paying for fuel, but you're gaining resources from their land without you needing, I just lost my train of thought. You're gaining resources from their land that maybe you don't have on your own. For example, maybe you find someone who has a rare uranium deposit on their land, and you would like to get some of that. And you can make an offer like that where the owner of the land isn't really losing anything, and you're gaining. And in fact, you could even set the Mars $4 to be negative. So you could even pay them for the right to be able to mine there. And you even take 100% of the resources, and also you pay for gas. So the idea is with this very simple interaction system, we can start seeing a proper job market and economy forming on Mars, where players are able to do jobs on their own land, start gathering resources on their own lands, also freelance out their work to other players, and get a real economy going.
So while you were speaking, there was a real life example sort of hitting my head. So basically, to compare it, jobs. So you take a pay for the job. Meanwhile, the resource plate is basically you're working on a commission basis.
Yeah, exactly. And we let players, we let the person owning the vehicle who's offering the job do that breakdown however they wish. So,
right. Yeah.
And at whatever level, like they could take a very small commission and charge for the work. They could not charge for any of the work. Take a bigger commission. Like that's all up to the players to figure out what they want to do at that time. And this also is where where one of the values of legendary terrapins come in, or legendary. I would actually say this is more equivalent to vehicles that are better at mining. So, for example, the legendary Kakanda that will be coming out, as it has a longer run time, a longer mining operation time, you don't need to get people to agree to contracts as often, because if it has, let's say, the numbers haven't been set in stone yet, like we're still doing balancing, but let's say, for example, a legendary Kakanda can do a mining mission, a mining job for 24 hours. That means that every 24 hours, you need, like, if you want to be freelancing your services, you would need to be getting someone to agree to an offer of work. Whereas with the common one, let's say it's only 6 hours, means you need to be doing it every 6 hours, which means there's more interaction on the common side, which could be good, could be more agile, it could be looking for more deals and stuff like that. However, the legendary allows you to keep operations running longer without needing to interact as much. And a similar thing goes for the legendary terrapins when it comes to exploring lands and stuff like that. The idea is less interactions are required, less frequent interactions are required, and you can kind of set them up to do their thing, and they'll do it for a lot longer.